Welcome to the Fearfic Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Which platform is the bigger simp magnet? OnlyFans or Twitch?
Well, I would say Twitch when they had titty streamers.
Had?
But
Had?
Didn't they get outlawed?
No.
Oh.
They have. It's way worse now.
Is it?
Yeah, they
Never
have.
mind Twitch then.
They have a hot tub category.
I'm going to be right back. You guys keep talking.
Fuck. Well, see you next week. So yeah, if we're talking about number of users, I would say, I don't know the number use OnlyFans, but I would say Twitch probably has like thousands upon thousands just in one chat, like the largest titty stream.
It's really frustrating when you see someone who, and I'm not going to like name names here, but someone who ostensibly has no talents, just getting like donated $500. Why? And then like,
hey,
the
it was
just
50.
like,
I got 50. Okay, not 500. Oh wait, I see.
So someone just donates like $500, and she's just like, "Oh, thanks, Super X Gamer 557 for the $500. Oh, it's so generous." And then just continues on their way. It's just so fucking weird and awkward to me.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're going to what is essentially a virtual strip club, and then it's just, there's like an it's as seedy as you want it to be, but like, at least you're getting what's on the you're actually getting something.
You get the full butthole experience.
You get the full butthole.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess OnlyFans is a simulation for simps want just like the sex part of it, to see the butthole, clitori.
No.
Where
No, because I think that the courtship thing is still important on OnlyFans.
Really?
Like, no, like chatting with the person, it is like a pseudo girlfriend experience kind of thing too.
Because I was thinking, okay, maybe I should rephrase. Okay, OnlyFans is like the third date, and Twitch is like the first date.
Yes, that's what's so terrible about it, is Twitch is a perpetual first date.
Yeah.
And I think you also get more whales off of it, would be my guess.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of guys are into that, so they donate money to it. Cymbal crash.
Elias put in a cymbal crash when he says it.
Yeah.
Could we get F's in the chat for all the men who donated, and then they just hear that as like the notification on Twitch is like, oh, thanks guys for the 500 bits or whatever that is.
It's just a big donation, like you set your $1,000 alert. For $1,000, it goes wah 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 wah. For 10,000, it goes dun 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 dun. Anyway.
No, like the more, like if you donate $500, the alert, the notification should just be like simp alert, simp alert, simp alert.
I was gonna say, has anyone out there made a notification that just says like whale located or something like that? Or like,
God,
whale songs in the background.
Oh God, whale songs. Thank you for the $50 donation.
The hot tub titty streamer is just like, yeah, so all of you who donated nothing, love you guys. You who donated $5,000, not enough. Keep donating. Keep throwing it. Just whaling in those whales.
What if you could get like a text to speech, but it's whale? So people can type in their messages they want to say to you, but it just goes.
I'm just imagining an actual whale that's donating.
God damn it.
I just really like her personality, and her smile makes me happy.
She can free my willy anytime.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. I'm hesitant to judge the simps too much, but it's just like, what are you going to do? How do you solve that social ill of just go out and make real friends? How do you?
I mean,
Some
you'd
people
have to
shouldn't
answer
be.
the problem of parasocial relationships at large have this, similar issues. So, it's Twitch is a symptom, not the problem.
A simp?
A simp. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Mm.
And the reality is, I don't know.
There is no concrete way to fix it, and I don't see an issue with parasocial relationships on the whole. It's much more just about you have to understand that these people want money out of you, and that's not they are literally just seeing you as a piggy bank,
Right?
And you gotta be smarter than. We do not view our fans like piggy banks.
Well,
No.
we just all of us just got a very generous donation, and we were like, wow, that's
What happens?
Right.
that's overwhelming. Thank you. But we have no expectation of any of that kind of thing.
Listen,
so it's like,
we do not view our fans as piggy banks. We view them in two categories: piggies or banks. Not the two at the same time.
press 1 in the chat if you're a piggy. No, if you're a piggy, go into the comments section and say something along the lines of "Piggy, piggy, oink, oink, I'm a pig for you guys."
God damn it!
And if you're a bank,
Type out, "I'm a bank." Harumph.
If you're a bank, for a mortgage.
Oh god.
Yeah, let us know about your mortgage program down below.
That's the next step in Twitch and OnlyFans is having a selection in front of you and saying, "Click here to pay toward a mortgage. Click here to pay toward."
Click here to co-sign my lease.
Yeah.
Can I take the punch out of your joke?
Mm-mm.
That's already a thing, bud.
So you think
that's the exact thing that happens. These things, there will be a thing that's $5 and I'll show my titters and footwork or whatever. But there's literally things where it's just like, hey, pay my phone bill, pay my rent, specifically giving you their rates so you can take care of them.
pay my bail?
It's fucking.
Yeah.
That's weirdly
Pay my bill.
specific. On Ko-fi, I say all this money will go to buying gear and stuff. But I'm not going to say, yeah, this is, here's my
S&M
monthly
gear.
electricity bill.
Okay, so if you really want to get mad, I don't know if you guys have probably already heard of this, but not the general concept, but where I'm going with it. These sovereign citizen type dudes and auditors.
Yeah.
I know you've heard of that part, but there are people who will live stream themselves going to the post office and be like, "I'm buying one stamp. I have a right to be here filming. I am buying a stamp." It's commerce, and they get thrown out or arrested or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're streaming, they're saying, "All right, chat, we're going to need donations for bail money. Oh God, chat, I'm going in. They're arresting me. Everybody, I have to turn off my stream now. Remember to hit the Patreon. We're going to need money to get out of this." Fuck you. Fuck you.
Rot in jail, you idiot.
Yeah, and people fucking pay, and it's sick.
It's weird because it's frustrating that fools are so easily parted with their money.
Yeah.
It's like if you're giving all three of us money, we're very clear what we're going to do with it.
Right.
Abysmii is going to spend it on Sim. I'm going to spend it on booze and coffee. It's perfectly understood what we're doing.
Right.
But it's like these in the past, these kinds of people that would just try and get money out of people could only reach so many people at a time. Now it's just fucking, it's like cold calling a million people at the same time. It's like, who's pathetic enough to give me money?
Yeah, it's a real troubling thing too. If we ever got to be, and this is a theoretical, out there kind of thing, but if the three of us got to be to a point where we were getting a lot of donations from a lot of people, something, I don't know, some YouTube algorithm fuckery happens, explodes or no reason, we would try to find some way to deal with it other than, hey, thanks for that anyway. There's got to be some better way than just, thanks for the $5 donation, you're so great. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
There is no incentive for this. Absolutely no incentive. But it would make a lot more sense if there was some sort of anti-whale policy where you really are trying to try and crowdsource. So it's like, hey, if you're a big fan or whatever, throw me $5. If you're a really big fan, throw me 10, and then stop. That's it. And that's the thing, is there is no one to step in and just be like, listen, don't give someone you don't know $500.
Right.
If you don't know me in real life, you can trust me to throw me $5, because like, what if I end up being an asshole? It's like, I gave that asshole $5. If you give someone $500 and it turns out they're a sociopathic asshole, you're out $500 that you gave to a sociopathic asshole.
And the thing is, too, I don't know if I'm being like an elitist type person here, but, we're sort of producing content as opposed to, here's my butt, like, which, is technically content, but, like, it sort of is like, if you're paying towards something, there is like there are fees associated with doing certain projects and certain things, certain artwork, certain, whatever. Whereas it doesn't really cost you too much to just, get naked on the camera.
That being said, if you pay us $500, we will show you Slimebeast butt.
Nah, don't. You want to get nothing?
Are you saying you don't have an ass?
No, I'm saying you'll get no payments.
No, but it is just such a weird phenomenon, and I don't know how to wrap my head around it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with internet sex work or anything like that. No. And I don't think that in terms of like, well, it's not real content, or it's like, no, there's a demand for it and you're fulfilling that, and that's perfectly fine. I think that it's pathetic to lead people on, especially like the most gullible. But you're talking about like actually producing content. That's one thing that I love about mini-vids is it's like a competitor to OnlyFans. And they are much more transparent about like, there's like a lot of cosplayers on there.
You have to dress as Minnie, yeah.
Yeah, dress as Minnie Mouse. It's like, hey, help buy this $20 Minnie Mouse top so I can dress up as Minnie Mouse, and I can let you see my mouse hole.
God damn it. Oh, God. Why is there cheese? But I think it is worth applauding the porn industry, if you can call OnlyFans part of that.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time... Okay, so in the beginning of the internet, it was like, sign up for these websites and pay X amount of dollars a month for... People did that. And then there's been a long period of time where the majority of people are like, why would you ever pay for porn? That's ridiculous. It's free. Just go look at it anywhere. Who cares? So OnlyFans does get a little bit of credit for swinging that back around to people paying for just in general as a concept.
Well, that is the thing, is you're directly paying the individual. Yeah. You're not paying a corporation.
Well, a selection of it, right? I would assume.
Yeah. But like the big thing is that it's a very disruptive technology. I've actually heard people who used to be in the porn industry talking about like the stuff that they had to deal with and blah blah blah, and like the problematic atmosphere, and talking about how like, I think it would be good if there was like a disruptive technology that innovated the industry. Listen, and now we're literally seeing that.
If you can have a problematic atmosphere in any business, why would porn be excluded? Like, no, you can work at any company and have a problematic atmosphere. So I would think when you're directly in the porn industry, there probably are some problematic themes in a lot of places.
You're taking sexual stuff, which can end up being problematic sometimes, and then you're taking acting, which is always bad. Oh yeah, and mixing the two.
By the way, I, speaking of exploitative stuff, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but the Suicide Girls, right?
Yeah.
The for anybody out there who doesn't know, that like tattooed punk and goth nude models from like, I think the heyday of the website was like probably the early 2000s. But the funny thing was, it's funny from like a dark angle, like dark humor, is there was a lawsuit where some of the models were suing the Suicide Girls company, I guess the website, because they were reselling their content to other websites, meaning that these girls who modeled for Suicide Girls were having their porn show up on sites like cumdumpsterwhores.com and things like that. Mm-hmm. Like specifically, that was like one of the types of names, and they were like, hey, we're trying to do like something a little classy here, and now we're just all cum whores. Okay, thanks.
That is kind of the interesting thing, is personality does go a huge way, and I think a lot of these people who are on OnlyFans are more successful if they have an interesting personality that goes along with it. Like if they aren't just like generic woman with fat ass and big tits 618-0, then they're automatically going to get more out of that. It's like, look at me, I'm cosplaying diva. Look at me, I'm doing this or that. Like you need something more than just that. There is like an evolved
sort of like
desire.
You're swiping to the side through OnlyFans girls, and you're like Princess Peach, Zelda, Chun-Li, Zelda. What? A Goomba? Oh,
A Goomba? Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Hadn't thought about that.
This woman's dressed up as Scrappy Doo. Well, hey.
Scrappy, I'd Scrappy do her.
So OnlyFans, we're all fans of it.
I've never been to the site, but everybody's gonna be like, yeah, but I don't have any problems with it. I think some of it is bullshit. Where it's like, I know they have that thing where there's multiple paywalls that you don't know about. Pay someone on OnlyFans, and they say, when you get in there, they say, okay, now it's this fee for the additional content. And you're like, oh, I heard about that from not me personally.
Not me personally. Listen. So, but Twitch though, way worse.
Oh yeah.
Way worse.
With Twitch, you get nothing. You get nothing with Twitch. Nothing. I mean, Twitch has to be. You have to 100% really want to support the person, the life of the person you're watching. Like that has to be your only motivation. Yeah. The only thing you're getting out of it is, okay, you have paid this person. Thank you.
I think the most I've ever donated on Twitch was like $100, but that was because they needed help with medical bills, for example. So like that's a rare one-off. If they had done like a GoFundMe, I would have done it there instead. It just happened to be on Twitch.
Abysmii.
If you're spending more than $3 on Twitch, question why.
Abysmii, you can say that you paid for them to have a boob job. It's okay.
It was
it's a medical
very
procedure.
Necessary medical procedure. She couldn't go outside, unless she had it.
God damn. All right. So what are we doing? Is that it?
I should not have subscribed to my girlfriend's OnlyFans account.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway,
what story are we reading?
Yeah, so we should probably read a story. I should not have subscribed to my girlfriend's OnlyFans account.
How would you like to link that?
Oh, do that.
Because otherwise, I don't believe it's.
There we go.
It's a story, guys. I swear.
So, if I hate to say this, but if Chelsea had an OnlyFans, her username wouldn't be LOLI for lesbian of low intellect, right? Because it would be lucrative, but there might be an investigation.
It was funny when what was that event called when like
BlizzCon?
Oh god damn. What was that called when they had the thought audit? Remember the thought audit?
Oh yeah.
Goddamn.
Oh my God, what a great time. Where everyone was just flipping out of like, I have to pay taxes? Like all of these OnlyFans people became sovereign citizens. Just like, whoa.
Overnight.
I am a foreign national. Here is my card.
I had no clue that the big government was coming to take a portion of my check, as is always the case.
They came for my labor, then they came for my OnlyFans.
God damn it. I liked the reaction people had where they were like, all these trolls reporting female streamers to the IRS. It's disgusting and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you could report some male streamers too. I mean, they're doing it just as much. You could get in on this, You could get some of the money too.
Well, didn't some Creepypasta narrators have that exact problem where they were like, "What? I'm due to that? I don't have to pay tax."
Yeah, I remember somebody specifically saying, this certain Creepypasta narrator, who shall remain shameless, saying, "Oh, they need to, do this and they need to do that to earn revenue because they, they had to pay a lot to the IRS and blah blah blah." It's like, No, they don't have to collect this money because they had to pay it to the IRS. They have to collect this money because they spent all that and didn't pay the IRS. Like, they fucked up. It's not because they got, something happening to them. They happened to themselves,
By the way, for people who are unfamiliar, it's just like, well, maybe they just didn't know. No, when you see the other side of YouTube and like how things get uploaded and monetization and everything, they make it very clear of like, here's your tax information that you will give to the IRS.
You need a W-9.
They make it very clear.
Yep.
Well, it's not ambiguous.
It always made me back when the YouTube hates horror or keep YouTube creepy or something.
Yeah.
There's tons and tons of people they're going after YouTubers. They're going after their jobs. They're basically employees. I'm like, number one, they're not employees. They're not. Yeah. Number two, okay, so you are admitting it's a job, and you have to pay taxes on your income for a job. in a lot of states.
Let me take that back. Hold on 1 second. Let me think.
The extent to which people do not understand you.
Oh, God.
Well, to be fair, our tax system is so simple. I admit it. I am a simp. And no.
When are we getting to the fucking story?
Yeah.
It's been like, what, 20 minutes?
Okay, this is, I should not have subscribed to my girlfriend's OnlyFans account
but when are we...
Man...
It's an infinite loop.
We can't read it. We'll never get past the title or the first sentence.
So, okay, who wrote this? Mandark? Mandark, if you listen to this, please write another story and title it, I'm a big stupid baby who shits his pants all day. We'll get stuck in another loop. We won't be able to stop.
Okay, I admit it. I am a simp. And no, I am not proud of that fact.
Oh, it's not proud.
Proud simp. 100% American simp.
I'm proud to be a simpleton. Wait.
Where I exchange my PayPal fees.
There you go.
And I won't forget the thought of patron who shakes her fat titties, and I proudly jack off next to you.
Wait.
Do they have stickers that say instead of remember the Alamo, it's remember the thought audit?
Oh boy.
Just a titty streamer in a coonskin cap, like Daniel whoever the fuck.
If I could go back in time and stop myself when I first started acting like one, I would, in a heartbeat. But I was a horny little goblin back then, and just the tiniest bit of attention from a woman was enough to fry my brain. Wow, pathetic. In my defense, though, she was absolutely gorgeous.
Well,
Brown
also,
eyes.
I'll just say quickly, we don't know the age he's talking about, because he's saying I'm a horny little goblin. Could be like,
Was a horny little.
At the time, but could be somebody who maybe hasn't learned about life yet. Who knows?
I would say, it is interesting. I think there are people who get social anxiety, and so this is just the route that they take. But trust me, shoot your shot, homie, not your classmate.
Yep. You miss 100% of the classmates you don't... Oh, wait, no. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Holy shit.
What? It's true. Either way, it's true, technically.
Brown eyes that twinkled mischievously. Plump, kissable red lips that parted to reveal white teeth like perfect little sugar cubes, and thick dark hair that gently tickled her shoulder blade.
This is just a horse. What would that be? Only mares?
Subscribe to my horse fans. I trot it out every day.
Welcome to hottotrot.com.
God damn it.
Her dress clung to her like they couldn't get enough of her body.
This horse I subscribe to. Yes. This horse I subscribe to on OnlyFans, she's into brapping. It's like, they all are. They're horses, you fucking idiot.
All of them are the same, Slimebeast.
No, all horses are into brapping. It's like all cops are bastards. What was it? AHAIB?
There is nothing there. I understood why. She had just the right amount of curves in just the right places. I just want to sink my teeth into them. Just scrumptious.
Oh.
Cannibal.
Should I start reading this?
No.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? It's me, little embarrassing. Oh shit, my pants fell down. Oh fuck. I'm about to drop an album. Oh, I dropped my latte. Oh shit. It's burning. Fuck.
That sounds like that white rapper making fun of the other episode. I couldn't believe when she smiled at me. Jaw dropped open like a drawbridge.
You didn't say it right.
That's a... Oh, yeah, sorry. Jaw dropped wide open.
There you go.
Like a drawbridge, Jesus to heaven. I stared at her from my seat in a cafe, wondering when the dream would end. It didn't. Not even when she got up and click-clacked. Oh, she's a horse. Wow, okay.
I would be so happy with this story if it turned out that it was a horse.
You know what?
I like, yeah.
This is the asylum mockbuster of Becky the human being.
Her heels making her hips sway hypnotically. She slipped into the chair in front of me and asked whether I was staring at her. Dear God, her voice. It was like she was pouring nectar into my ears. Nay, nay, over and over again.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
It's just a horse that sounds like Elvis.
God damn it.
I shook my head like an idiot. She laughed, and it was music, like birds singing an ode to the falling leaves on an autumn morning. Cute, she said, and bit her bottom lip.
She introduced herself. She said her name was Winnie.
God damn it. All right. And that was that. One meeting, and she had me wrapped around her hooves, her fingers. To say that our relationship was a whirlwind romance would be an understatement. It all feels like a blur to me, like the view inside a train that is zooming past yours in the opposite direction, or two horses passing in the... if this ends with her breaking her leg and him having to shoot her through tears, that's... I had no idea how she so quickly wriggled her way into my life, settling in like she had always belonged. I felt like God himself was smiling down on me and not one to spit on my blessings. You're not going to spit. I agreed with whatever she suggested, unknowing losing myself in her piece by piece.
Change my dressing sense for her.
Yeah,
That's
I went from ranch to phrase it.
Yeah. Drop my child.
Hey, so, do you have any balsamic what? These nuts in your mouth. Wait. That doesn't make sense.
Drop my childhood friend like the dead weight that they were. Quit playing video games just because it's a childish hobby. Not something a grown man in his mid-20s should ever waste his time with. So, sold off my G.I. Joe collection. I got a job I hated. Bought a car that was too expensive and took out a loan for a house much bigger than we could have possibly needed, and added her name to the fucking deed. All to please the pert little succubus. At least the sex was heavenly.
Well, I mean...
She's a succubus. Like, it's probably literal as a succubus.
Well,
who knows?
I don't... Like, would the person be so daring as to say, pert little succubus, if the twist was that she's a succubus?
This is no sleep, so yes.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
Wait a minute, what's the title of this story? I should not have subscribed to my succubus's OnlyFans? God damn it.
God damn it.
Anyway, if you want to see her OnlyFans, you go to onlyfans.com/pert little succubus.
God damn it.
I really hope that that's not the case. Yeah. I will say, as pathetic as it is, I have had friends where it's like literally, you ever have the situation where it's like, she's not good for him, but like I'm like too much of a coward to say something. Not this situation at all. I had a friend where no one had qualms about saying, don't marry this bitch.
Yeah.
Don't marry this bitch. He's crazy.
Holy shit.
And like 4 years later into a divorce, it's just like, I have no sympathy. We all told you really loudly.
Well, to be fair, she was petite and blonde.
Yeah.
The woman, to put it politely, in question was not any of those things. And he was
There's
quite a
two
few
things.
above.
She's not any of them.
Oh, man.
That tells us all we need to know.
Right. At least the sex was heavenly. So heavenly, in fact, that I didn't even protest much when she told me she was going to start an OnlyFans account. It'll be good for us, she said, flashing her slender wrists at me.
Oh, she's Slender
making
Man.
my heart melt. Oh, it's sense.
Slender Man horse. Got it.
Uh-huh. Slender horse. We need the money, babe. Besides, they only get to look. Only you can touch me. I sighed, loosened my tie, and grunted. Just don't tell me what you post on there. I don't want to know. She squealed with joy and jumped on my lap, reminding me why I was putting up with all this shit in the first place.
This reminds me of something I wrote in the past, the Nosferatu graphic novel in 2010. You see, in that story there was a lesbian couple as the main characters, and the way they met was that one was a photographer and the other was a model. So you see, their relationship was more authentic in that one knew what the other was into before they got together. So you see, this, in this case, is an unhealthy turn of events where one possibly is not quite as into it as the other one, as you can see here, which can only lead to relationship trouble.
It also, seriously speaking, does remove my sympathy for the protag. Yeah. And if I don't really have... And you don't necessarily need to be sympathetic towards your protag, but you have to care. So what is being communicated to us other than you're an idiot and all we know about you is that you simped hard for a woman?
Yeah, so we're not simping for the protag.
We're not sympathetic. The simp is pathetic.
Like, so who do we care about in this and why?
I think this could do with maybe like, and this is unsolicited advice, which sucks because I was just pretending to be up my own ass. Now I actually will be.
We should just rename this podcast to Unsolicited Advice.
Yeah. God damn it. The thing is, this could do with some line prior to this point of, essentially, every time I built up the nerve to tell her off, she'd suck my dick.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, well, at least, he's got some bit of, motivation and some kind of mental fortitude, but then, it gets subverted. That's when things started to go wrong. Terribly, horrifyingly wrong. I would wake up from nightmares I could never remember, more exhausted than I had been when I crashed into bed. Oh, I get it. I would wake up from nightmares I could never remember, more exhausted than I had been when I crashed into bed, only get soaked to the wood with my sweat. I began sleeping longer, but had absolutely no energy during the day. My skin was its color. My eyes had dark circles deep like gorges, not gouges, and my hands would tremble. So you guys get where this...
Yeah, his palms are sweaty, his knees are weak.
Yeah.
His arms are...
She's making mom's spaghetti, and he can't take it because the caloric value is too high.
All right, I want to be smart, so do you guys... I'm gonna type in chat my prediction. Don't lie. I want to be smart.
The life force is being sucked out of him.
Yeah.
So like a succubus.
Yeah.
All right, I put it in chat. Don't read. Okay, again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You read it?
Okay.
I told you not to read it.
I can't. I could not.
You dirty little naughty monkey.
Well, and that doesn't make a lot of...
No. Stop. Go down to the comments and tell us if you're a piggy or a bank, and then also tell us what you think Slimebeast's prediction. At first, I chalked it up to the stress. Oh, I don't know why I'm turning into Seinfeld. I was overworked without friends, stuck in a superficial relationship, and burdened with staggering financial obligations.
Shoshana, leave me alone.
Of course, my body was finally starting to give out. I wasn't a machine after all, was I? But then the bruises started to appear. Fuck. On my hands, thighs, back, knees, elbows. Lick my knees and my elbows. My body was...
Wait a minute. Let's explore this as a song. My hands, my thighs, my back, knees, and elbows. That doesn't work.
Hands, back, knees, thighs, and elbows,
Damn it. The hand bone's connected to the thigh bone. The thigh bone's connected to the backbone. What?
With knees wide open, I'll open my thighs.
Jesus Christ.
Bruises appear like the stigmata of Christ.
Yeah. With the elbows wide open.
Oh, my lord. My body was being dotted with these little red marks that would inexplicably appear each morning, and they would hurt like the bite of a fire ant. She had no clue what was causing this, but I did. It all began the damn OnlyFans account, and I knew I was going to get my answers there.
I quickly set up an account and subscribed to hers, but to my utter disappointment, there was nothing out of the ordinary there. Just lingerie pictures, a couple of full-body nudes. That's it. Nothing that would explain what I was going through.
Then I realized that she had wings in the picture. Wait a minute, she doesn't usually.
This is because she had another account, one that she never told me about. Thank God for my connections in the IT sector.
Guys, I need you on this right away. Throws file folder on desk.
What? The IT sector,
the IT sector. It's all. He literally just went like Timmy Turner. It's like, where'd you find that, internet?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're pulling an all-nighter. Takes a long drag on a cigarette. We're finding my wife. Flurry of typing throughout the office.
Look for anything related to horses. Horsenews.com.
There's over 300 OnlyFans horse accounts. It's going to take all night.
Zoom, enhance.
Wait a minute. Replay that trot.
Replay that trot.
I was only able to track it down thanks to them. As soon as my phone buzzed with a message telling me about her alt account, I ran into the bathroom at the office and locked myself in the first empty stall. Okay, so he did this at work. Yeah. He goes to work and says, hey guys, help hunt down this OnlyFans account for me.
Help me find nude pictures of my wife.
Oh my god. He works at OnlyFans.
He works at Blizzard.
Yeah, well, that... Oh, fuck.
I wiped the sweat off my hands and unlocked my phone. With shaky thumbs, I made the payment and got access to her account. Starting a sentence with and what I saw made my head spin in fear.
It was just the most bizarre collection of pictures. Animal skulls mounted on some sort of greasy altar. Candles arranged around a strange chalk diagram on the floor of our basement.
DP.
Grainy...
DP.
Huh?
You ever give a girl a greasy altar?
No, but I have used a form of protection, such as a chalk diagram.
Oh, okay.
Be gone, thought.
Like, why can't I step outside of this pentagram?
Oh my god.
Why is there salt everywhere?
Oh my god.
Sodium is bad for you.
Oh! JP582, thank you so much for the soul. Anyway.
Grainy photos of rotting carcasses of dogs with their entrails ripped out and laid in a circle around them. Oh, this is turning into a fucking Chinese dog bath. Close-up pictures of accident victims in their cars, limbs cut off, knees weak, arms heavy, flesh burnt, black, skin melting off, eyes crushed into a viscous jelly. How the fuck
knees weak, arms are heavy, eyes crushed to a viscous jelly. Wait, Eminem, are you okay? No.
In fucking that Nat song, he's just like, I'll fuck around and pile 8 billion juveniles dead. And it's like, what?
Okay.
I unironically like that.
It's a good song. I'm just like...
It is a bit batshit.
Why are you talking about killing a bunch of juveniles, bud? Howdy, bud. What are you doing here? How the fuck were these photos up? How did she even get them? Well, I'm assuming she took them.
Yeah.
Oh, why had the folks over at OnlyFans
wait a minute. How did she get photos of our basement? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
We have a basement?
The fuck? He comments, lol, what am I reading? Lol, what am I looking at?
Well, this could turn out like, okay, here's unsolicited advice. What if you rewrote this? Instead of it's a horror story, what if it's like a sexual fetish story where it's like, I don't know about this OnlyFans thing. And then he gets his guy in the IT sector to hunt it down. He opens it up, subscribes, and he finds out he has a basement. Oh, I didn't know we had a basement.
Oh.
And then he goes into the basement, and then there's a clone of his wife tied up down there.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's all submissive. And now this is turning into a hot and heavy story, right? And here's where the story...
It could
departs
be even,
from other ones.
Could be even more Ashcan, sister.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of penetration. Lots of penetration.
Full penetration?
Full penetration.
Damn it.
I could feel bile rising up in my throat as I scrolled past those pictures. And the comments to those pictures were just as confusing. Strange symbols and squiggly lines called letters.
There were Lenny faces everywhere.
That I had never seen on any other fucking keyboard made up the comment. All of them, hundreds of comments, all in what seemed to be completely new language.
I left a comment of my own. Honey, why are you doing this in our basement? This isn't very poggers, lol.
I was able to decipher the language using the first comment, which I assumed to be the word first. Backtracking. I was able to find all the F's, I's, R, S's, and T's.
But then people kept putting F in the chat.
Yeah.
But what terrified me the most were the videos. A primal terror clutched at my chest as I watched those videos. Unlike the pictures, she starred in each and every single one of them. As did I. Congratulations.
I'm smart. I am smart. I am smart.
So, Slimebeast's prediction was that the OnlyFans star, that the husband was drugged.
Yeah, and I initially had a question about that, but actually, previous paragraph kind of answers me, so never mind.
Some of them were innocent enough. Just me sat up at a table with my finger up my nose. Some of them were innocent enough. They'd start with her holding the camera and pointing it at her face. She would bring it closer and closer to her mouth until her blood-red lips were almost touching the lens. And then
she would eat the camera and put it down her throat.
Yeah, for fetish. And then she'd start whispering ASMR. I plugged in my earphones and turned the volume up to the max to hear what she was saying. But it was utter nonsense.
It was utter nonsense. Poggers!
His wife is just Charles Entertainment Cheese. Fuck. I couldn't make heads nor mouse tails of it. It sounded like no language I had ever heard. Yet it scared the shit out of me. It was like she was running her tongue around inside my ears, threatening to condemn me to a fate worse than death. I saw a video on YouTube, an ASMR video, called Yoda Eats a Cheeseburger While My Parents Fight Downstairs. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I couldn't do it. I like the idea of it more.
It sounds hilarious.
Careful.
Order.
You see this?
Your child is up there wasting their life away, and you can't even do them.
All right. She would then walk in. Fucking. Oh well. Bye episode.
It sounds like a short story, one story. Oh, Yoda was eating a cheeseburger, but Mom and Dad were fighting again. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
She would then walk over and come stand over my sleep. The video would now speed up, and she would stand over me for hours. For fucking hours, as I tossed and turned, tormented by my nightmares. Okay, so maybe he's not drugged. She would stand over me, pointing the camera down at my face.
Tied me down and made me watch Pinocchio.
Yes.
The point remains, though, he's not being drugged, but he's being put under some sort of spell that puts him into like a trance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, to where he doesn't remember whatever happened.
So point remains, like, he is being incapacitated by her.
Right.
And he's, yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
I took a second to calm my heartbeat thumped against my chest, my ears, and my temple before moving. Okay.
My chest, my ears, my temple, and my...
Another video, as DJ Khaled would say. This time, the camera was set up on a tripod next to my bed. There she was again, hunched over my sleeping form.
There she was, a tripod.
She whipped out her food a day. But this time, she didn't just watch. She bent over, sprayed on my forehead.
She ass blasted the camera.
Yeah.
The video went out.
I saw the camera go through her body, and then she ass blasted it out onto my form, my sleeping form.
That's just impressive.
Well, hey. This time she didn't just watch. She bent over, splayed my forearm out, and drove a little needle into it, quickly licking the drops of blood that bubbled out before turning and grinning at the camera.
Okay, if your blood bubbles out of you, seek help. Go to a doctor. If you've got carbonated blood, please.
Stop drinking much Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Carbonating your blood.
You ever just... Like a vampire just getting one of those like soda stream things. It's like, just carbonate some blood.
Oh, God.
Grinning at the camera. The greenish night vision making her eyes gleam. I gasped and almost dropped the phone. Oh my God. I gasped and almost dropped the phone. There was so many of these videos. Her injuring me, licking the blood off, and then grinning at the camera. Literally hundreds of them. All with the same script. So it's like...
such derivative.
Yeah, it's like one of those like size fetish things where it's literally the same thing over and over again. It's like, man, you're so tiny. What if I crush you? What if I eat you? I'm big. I'm a big.
You never just see like a big woman picking up a little tiny man and just like, putting him in some Tupperware and putting him up on a shelf, in a cabinet. Anything different.
I have seen a lot of like picking up a little man and like writing in the front pocket of her shirt.
I thought you were going to say writing with him.
That seems to be a recurring thing.
Yeah. And then I moved on to the most recent video. The screen flickered to life and our basement came into view. It didn't look anything like I was familiar with because I didn't know we had a basement. Lit up by candles that bathed the room in a dull orange glow. The entire basement had been turned into some sort of an altar, like the altar that was already in the other video. Like the pictures I had earlier seen. Oh, okay. So it didn't look anything like the other ones, except it was like the other one. Unclean cattle skulls.
Unclean cattle skulls here for unclean cattle skulls. Sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry.
For the best bone broth, you want the unclean cattle skulls.
Yeah.
The floor was slathered with squiggly chalk lines set up in strange symbols. Tapestries.
Dan would be so disappointed in you.
I'm so disappointed.
In my defense, I had my eyes dilated today, so give me a break.
I had my eyes dilated, so I forgot what tapestries are. Give me a break.
I know what tapestries. I just said it wrong.
Okay, but who was our purveyor of tapestry?
Tapestry Dave. I was trying to finish the sentence and then take him in on the end, but whatever. Tapestries with dizzying designs embroidered on them hung from the rafters. How big is your fucking basement? And smoke rose.
The moon was visible through the basement skylight.
One third floor beneath the basement had a range of...
The basement is just like one of the underground laboratories from Resident Evil.
Oh, God.
Just twisting and turning hallways.
Dizzying designs embroidered on them hung from the rafters, and smoke arose from somewhere off screen. In the middle of it all Waldo was the love of my life. Nude with her entire body soaked in blood, she was writhing on the floor, touching herself and moaning in a hoarse and guttural voice.
We pick up on the subtext.
Propped up on a small table in front of her was a framed picture of me with the eyes burnt off. Probably. Does it matter? Do you see a cigarette? There's candles. The fear that crashed into me brought tears to my eyes.
Wrong.
She began rubbing herself
Wrong.
faster.
You didn't say it right. The fear that crashed into me.
I don't.
It's a song.
Yeah, I get that. But
yeah, I love the song "Crashed Into Me."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She began rubbing herself faster.
I crashed in with the haven't you people ever heard of moaning and guttural hoarse voice.
God damn it.
And faster and faster and faster and faster until her hand was just a red blur on the screen. I've seen that, haven't I?
God damn it. Talk about flashing. Sharp shadows danced on her face as she began speaking.
Sharp shadows here.
God damn it. Sharp shadows here from Men's Black Suit Warehouse. We've got nothing but black suits. Fuck. Soon, she said. Soon, 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 soon. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. It's a TTS. Her voice rose with each words. Her voice rose with each words until she was screaming in a manic frenzy, until the words reverberated like gunshots in the basement. And then, all I want to do is soon, 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 soon. And then
soon,
the video came to an abrupt end.
Came to an abrupt end. I blinked furiously to clear my rapidly fading vision, trying to wrest control of my body from the terror that threatened to shut it down. And then my phone buzzed again, and I almost had a heart attack when I saw the message. Hey, babe, when are you coming home tonight?
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, let me just put this out there. If that happened, you're anesthetized for this entire thing. If the sex is good, then who cares? Because that seems to be the only thing this guy cares about.
It's affecting his work.
Is it? Because apparently he can just walk into work and be like, all right, IT department, I have you at my control right now.
He works at the IT sector.
Okay,
with the IT sector.
Take this story, okay? I get the general gist of how all three of us feel about the story, generally.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah,
and they're on OnlyFans.
Porn, just like this feels like 95% porn, 5% questionable consent. Essentially, that's it.
Dubcon. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me put it this way. I have a general feeling about how we look at the story, but take it in a different context. If this had been an early creepypasta about just a website, like a porn website that was made up, like normal porn for normal people, some kind of made up thing.
Yeah.
I think it would be less more impactful than here's a story about OnlyFans where you're like, okay, well, something freaky will happen on OnlyFans. We get it from the beginning.
I think that would be what would make it more enticing is having our pro tag be I look up weird shit on the internet. Like instead of being I'm a simp and I'm ashamed of it, it's no, I'm a sex pervert. So I look up weird stuff on OnlyFans or something. Or if this was years ago, we wouldn't have that. But it would be, and I watched the stuff that's like really edgy. But then as time went on, I found this account that actually started to scare me. And here's what happened. So there's like stakes and kind of a lead up to something as opposed to this, which is I met beautiful giant goddess, drains me of blood and abuses me and steps on me, spits in my mouth.
Well,
I will say, I don't think a whole lot needs to be changed in terms of the core of the story. Overall, it's just a matter of pacing because a lot happens really quick. And there are certain times when I think that the writing is actually pretty tight. Talking about like freaking out in the bathroom, I think there are parts of that I can empathize with him and like I can feel the panic in him, and I think it's written well. I think there are other times where it's just trying to push things quickly and not take their time with them. It's like there were animal skulls mounted in like the basement thing. That doesn't add up a whole lot. It was like, okay, there's like all of this shit happening in the basement, and you never go down to the basement. Like, is this stuff cleaned up every single night, or what's? And then it's just like, I kept waking up with this headache, but like it doesn't follow the rule of threes. It's just like, I would wake up with a headache. And anyway, the headache was caused by this. Like, there's not a whole lot of buildup. I think that the biggest issue the story has is just pacing I think a lot of this can work as is if it was just like 4 times longer and cut a few plot points out.
So you like it longer and cut?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. I think, too, this might be more personal taste, and you guys might disagree with this, but I think it's okay to, like, straddle the line between certain genres or certain, styles of what's going on and different things like that, but I think this might be a little bit too much in between supernatural and real. Like,
yes.
It's a little too much, like, okay, decide. Like, okay, pick one, come on.
I personally don't have a problem with that. I like that. Like, if they took out the one reference to her hand becoming a blur, because that's supernaturally fast, this would, you could call this realistic. It's not overtly supernatural. It's a little like, all right, do people like that really exist? I can suspend my disbelief for a little bit. If
you had it be more like instead of a different language, you could just say none of the words made sense. It was like a code. A cipher, and say, I was there on the floor looking as if I had been drugged, or something to that effect. You could then say, okay, now it's 100% realistic. And, it's not that you have to pick that when you write a story. Like, you have to pick one or the other. I just think in this case, specifically, this story was presented in such a way where at the end I'm like, I think you should have picked one, I don't know.
So the blur thing, I don't think is supernatural. I think she's just jilling off, and the camera can't keep up.
Could be,
maybe
because if you move fast on the camera, it's going to blur. I don't think that's weird at all. And plus,
not we're watching a 60 FPS.
No, because we're in a low light situation.
But I thought that last one wasn't low lit. All right, no, you're right. It was because candles. Never mind.
It's just candles. So and then plus there's blood everywhere. She's probably squirting out during the blood, making squirt blood.
God damn it! There's nothing we can do with squirt blood. How are we going to make? What are we doing? What sketch is that? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Squirt blood here for.
God damn it! Squirt blood here for rapidly passing out indoors. You just hear footsteps like in a echo chamber, like footsteps coming up and saying, "Why did we have this guy on television? What is he pitching? What? Wait, you behind the camera? My God, there's no one there. What the fuck? Squirt blood? Should I call 911? Is there anybody in the studio? What? Why is there a table full of products? I don't... What?
Table products here.
God damn it. Fuck off.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
This is an emergency broadcast. Please stand by for an important announcement. There is a severe weather warning and all residents are advised to shelter in place. If an African American male, approximately 6 feet tall and about 60 years old, approaches your house, please let him in. That's Barry. He'll be smoking a cigarette and wearing a really expensive suit that probably hasn't been dry cleaned in a while. Barry was kicked out of his house by his wife for always being up to trouble. She always ruins things for him. Barry just needs a place to stay for a few days. He won't be loud when recording his podcast and no longer actively drone strikes U.S. citizens while they're abroad. Now he smokes, watches basketball, and dresses up as monsters to scare curious teens off of real estate being used for shady purposes. He's also trying to go pro at this League of Legends thing. His friend G got him into it, and now he plays Lucian on solo queue. He's currently bronze raked, but claims to be the president of mid-lane America. This is an emergency broadcast. Now, listen. Things have clearly been better for old Ivy League Barry. Michelle is still mad about the garlic bread incident, and old Joe won't answer his calls after Barry forgot the password to the presidential Hulu account. Joe wants to watch Ben 10 on the Xbox One X so bad that he forgot that there was an entire president between them. Anyway, if you're cold, so is your favorite black president. Bring them in. This message will repeat.
Kind of behind the curve on this, but The Clove Hitch Killer is a movie I saw recently, had pretty good reviews, and it's actually very, very good. I wouldn't really call it a horror movie as much as just a thriller, but it's very, very well written.
Plug for this week is Thriller. Thriller, yeah. The Michael Jackson song. Do the Michael Jackson song.
Incredibly
because it's the
Thriller.
Thriller, yeah. When you get shit on your dick and have a dick shit to dick.
Talking shit, dick.
Dick, stick, shit.
Got some clovers on my dick.
I've been rolling shit.
Fuck it. Just cut it there. I don't care.
No, wait. Okay, so how does the
what's your
Cloverfield
dumb
Killer...
thing you were liking?
Clove Hitch Killer.
How
Go
does the
watch it. It's a
Cloverfield
good
Killer
movie.
fit into the Cloverfield mythos? Go ahead.
If it did, I'd be depressed. It was that fucking
Third movie
cinematic
is so
universe, dick.
Okay, can we get double? Just take the original Cloverfield poster and perfectly airbrush out the title Cloverfield and just write shit dick. tweet it to
monster.
Tweet it to J.J. Abrams and say I've got a new franchise for you to fucking ruin.
Release the shit dick cut.
Oh, God. So stupid.
I saw a comment earlier today saying, "Oh, thanks for opening the episode with a Fuda girl pissing on a table. You're making it really, really difficult to recommend this to my friends." And I'm thinking back going, yeah, but we also laugh incessantly at cum and shit dick, so
yeah.
It's kind of par for the course.
Oh, God. The fuck am I going to plug?
I love how it's just assumed that it's like Fuda and not a trans woman. Okay.
Well, we talk about
Fair.
Fudamore
fair.
sounds like a college.
Fudamore.